If you're a human being, then you know all about procrastination. I know I do, and it is something that I have very frequently struggled with throughout my lifetime. And I think there is one extremely important thing that everybody should know about procrastination and is not talked about enough. We have so many videos out there on YouTube, and they talk about all the different tactics you can do and all the extra things you can do to get out of procrastination. However, they don't cover where the root of it comes from. And so in today's video, I'm going to share with you the number one thing you need to know and understand about procrastination in order to truly beat it. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Dominique, and on this channel, I help you heal wholeheartedly, mind, body, and soul, so you can live your best life. If this sounds like the type of inspiration you're desiring, then be sure to subscribe down below. So first off, I want to start by saying that procrastination is not a laziness issue. This is something that I believed it was for a large portion of my life because I was the queen at procrastination, especially when I was in high school. I don't know about any of you guys out there, but I was the night before or morning of type of homework finisher. And I always thought it was because I was lazy. That's what my parents would tell me. That's what I would hear from teachers. So of course, they had to be right, and so that's what I believed. Then it would create this vicious cycle of lack of worth and shame and guilt that caused me to retreat back even more so and want to procrastinate even more so. Now, I told you I was going to share with you the number one thing that everyone needs to know about procrastination in order to beat it. And this is the fact that procrastination is rooted in emotions. As human beings, we're guided throughout life by our emotions. And we know that sadness and anger and fear are some emotions you commonly hear of, but there are two emotions that really encompass all of these other lists of emotions out there. And it's love and fear. We're either doing things out of fear or out of love. And it is as simple as that. I feel like we tend to overcomplicate so many things in life, and I feel that emotions are one of those areas, especially when it comes to procrastination. We're, thinking there's something wrong with us, and we're racking our brains trying to figure out what it is, and it is simply based off of fear or love. And with procrastination, this is a behavior that is rooted in fear. So the majority of us procrastinate because of fear of failure, fear of success even, fear of being judged, fear of not being good enough or doing it right. So the first step to really beating this behavior is to acknowledge that our procrastination is a natural human reaction. It is our body's way, our biology of trying to protect us. When we're feeling uncertain about something, our body is automatically going to register it as a potential threat in our life. And we're hardwired to view fear as an emotion that is alerting us to pull back, to stop, that we could be in potential danger. So I know you might be wondering, well, okay, if my body is doing this, if fear is stopping me from moving forward, then how am I supposed to get over it? How am I supposed to be guided by way of love? I have two tips that I want to share with you now when it comes to facing procrastination. And the first tip is to simply recognize that this is a normal human reaction. There's nothing wrong with you. And we need to then come from a place of understanding and compassion for ourselves. We fail to understand many times that everyone else out there experiences the same exact challenges. Every human being experiences fear and anger and shame and procrastination. And so we tend to look at ourselves as like the odd man out many times. And we need to really take a moment and remind ourselves, okay, you're not alone. You're not the only one on earth that has ever procrastinated. And knowing that it is rooted in emotion, we can then pause and recognize that we need to take a step back and ask ourselves, what is this emotion that's coming up for us? So when we can have compassion for ourselves, we can then more easily identify or at least assess the emotion that's coming up for us with less judgment and more curiosity. Curiosity is what leads to growth. And when it comes to procrastination, the first step to really moving forward is to really identify or put a finger on what that emotion is that's coming up for you. Many times when I'm procrastinating, it's an emotion of failure. So fear of failure, fear of not doing a good enough job. And this fear really paralyzes me. However, when I take a moment to stop and recognize, okay, I'm procrastinating right now. What's coming up for me? All right, I am sensing this fear of failure, and it's very familiar to me. And I know that because of past childhood experiences, the emotion of fear and fear of failure is deeply rooted within me. And it's something that I frequently reassess and try to sit with and understand in order to gain more compassion. Then after we've taken the time to really sit and understand the reason behind our procrastination by looking through this lens of compassion, we can then bring ourselves to have greater choice. And we have a choice of whether we want to continue on the path of fear or if we want to begin to lean into love. It's through a love-based mindset that we can begin to prosper and grow as human beings. And love is what leads us to the feelings of joy and compassion and acceptance, which only opens our minds more to being curious about what holds us back in life and how we can work through our procrastinating ways. And now this brings me to my second tip, which is to be the buffalo. I am a firm believer that nature is one of our greatest teachers by simply being present with her and observing her. And the buffalo is one of those creatures that we can really learn a lot about courage from. Out west, the buffalo is known for its courage because when other animals retreat from the storms coming in, the buffalo actually seeks out the direction of the storm and goes straight towards it. And the reason why this is because the buffalo knows that the sooner it goes through the storm, the sooner it's going to reach a place of safety. And the buffalo doesn't do this because it's not fearful. It does it because it knows that leaning into that fear, leaning into the discomfort that comes with the storm is only going to get it to the other side more quickly. The character of the buffalo is something that I remind myself of every single time I catch myself wanting to procrastinate or pull away because of fear. We always have a choice. Yes, the choice can be extremely challenging. I mean, who wouldn't want to avoid discomfort? But when it comes down to it, the discomfort is inevitable. The action that you need to take is going to be inevitable. So if you allow yourself to choose a path of comfort, then you delay the process and you actually bring longer discomfort to yourself and the outcome. So after you've practiced compassion for yourself and have recognized that this is based off of emotions, challenge yourself. to choose to lean into the uncertainty, which is linked to love. When we have love, we don't have to be certain about everything. We can trust the process and know that we will get to the other side. It may be uncomfortable, but you will survive. So procrastination isn't about doing something different or doing more or doing it a different way. It's about actually just stopping and assessing what is coming up for you. Only then can we decide what action we want to take. Do we want to be the buffalo and lean into courage and fear, knowing that love is on the other side and uncertainty is actually safe and it's something to strive for in life? I love to hear from you guys. So if there is an aha moment or insight that you had from this video, feel free to share down below. And if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and do so while you're down there and hit that notification bell so you know as soon as my weekly video comes out. Until next time, sending you so much healing love.